Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. So, our group have conducted a research regarding Foodpanda's halal business activities, and today we will be presenting our findings. First, let me introduce my group, which consists 3 members. First, FADZLINA binti ALIAS. Second, me myself, Nurul Aishah Fatihah binti SOPIAN, and the third one is SITI MAIZATUL FARRIDA binti AZHARDI. So, let's move to the main point, which is the history of the Foodpanda. Foodpanda Malaysia was created in 2012 as a part of the International Food Delivery Service upon request. Since then, the business has experienced exponential growth. So, Foodpanda also began offering on-demand delivery from some of the top grocery retailers in each nation in October 2019, where there is their first time delivered groceries in Malaysia. Foodpanda also has introduced PandaMart service to offer the convenience of on-demand grocery shopping from their own PandaMart store. So, Foodpanda now is accessible in all countries, including East Malaysia, after initially just being offered in the Klang Valley and also Penang area. Talking about vision and mission, every company has their own vision and mission. So it's Foodpanda. So for the vision and mission, Foodpanda has a vision where is to bring in food into your everyday. And for the mission, Foodpanda says that they won't just deliver but also goes extra mile to make customer satisfaction more memorable. So talking about the staff, until now, Foodpanda already has 7,234 employees who work under Foodpanda and around 130,000 riders around the world. So further additional point, which is the values of the companies. Foodpanda's company's values are fresh, fast and also reliable. Moving on to the next point, which is organizational chart. The CEO and also the managing directors is Muntaka Pracha. And the person below him, we got Benjamin Mann as a CTO, Jacob Sebastian as a CEO, Pat Asadi as a COO, Arun Nakija as a CFO, Sania Dingra as the Head of Customer Experience, Joseph Talentino as the Head of Growth Marketing, Faizal Ahmad Jafri as the Head of Customer Operations, and the last one is Kit Kitiratana as a Regional Head, Logistics, Supply and also Engagement. And that's all from me. I will pass to FADZLINA binti ALIAS for the next presentation.
There are 2 types of services provided by Foodpanda Malaysia, which are food delivery service and PandaMart service. The food delivery service Foodpanda recently has announced a reduction of its delivery fee in Malaysia. Applicable from 1st January 2019 onwards, the minimum price that customers need to purchase for their order before it can be delivered by Foodpanda has also been reduced. Specifically, the new delivery fee that Foodpanda has set for Malaysia is RM3 for Kuala Lumpur, Selangor and Putrajaya. The company has also reduced the delivery fee in Penang, Johor Bahru and Kota Kinabalu to RM2. Next, PandaMart service. It is their own shop designed for the fastest grocery delivery. PandaMart has all your favorite brands, from Nestle to Colgate. Pick from self-care products to snacks and fresh produce. They will deliver in 25 minutes. Most shops have their own minimum value and many offer free delivery. Customer can place a cheaper order and cover the difference at checkout. Now let's move on to the company's view on the business practical ethics. Foodpanda are pleased that the users are interested in ethical business practice of their company. Their goal is to provide consumers with an amazing customer experience while keeping their personal data secure. Trust, transparency, and honesty are their leading principles. Consumers' trust in their product is the reason why Foodpanda can provide them with an amazing customer experience. Foodpanda processes the user's personal data only in accordance with relevant data protection laws. They pay particular attention to the fact that all principles of the processing of personal data are taken into account. Therefore, they only process the data if this is lawful and consumers can reasonably expect it to be processed. Let's go to the Code of Conduct of Ethics for customers. Firstly, the sharing of information and transparent communication. Users have the right to access and rectification. If consumers notice that the store data is incorrect, they can always ask Foodpanda to correct it. They will respond to the correction request as soon as practicable. Second, the right to withdraw users' consent to the processing of their personal data. Users can withdraw their consent to the collection, use, and disclosure of their personal data at any time or for any all of the purpose. Second, traceability, auditing, and record keeping. Foodpanda generally delete users' data after the purpose have been fulfilled. If users have not used their user account on Foodpanda platform for a period of more than 3 years, they will delete users' account to make sure to comply with the principle of storage limitation. Before this happens, users will receive a separate notification from Foodpanda to their email address registered for the user account. Second, Code of Conduct for suppliers. Foodpanda focus on the insider dealing, which means the supplier shall be an independent supplier and shall not be an agent, partner, or employee of Foodpanda. For the avoidance of doubt, the supplier is not authorized to make or enter in any commitments or agreement for the behalf of the Foodpanda. The supplier also confirms that it is acting on its own behalf and not for the benefits for any other person. The supplier also shall provide the goods and services with reasonable care, skill, and diligence. Lastly, the Code of Conduct for employees. We focus on the riders, where Foodpanda places a highly priority on protecting physical safety. This means that couriers or riders must at all times refrain from any unlawful or otherwise dangerous conduct, act, or omission. Foodpanda also do not tolerate in any form of verbal or physical abuse, including humiliation, intimidation, insults, threats, unwanted sexual advance. It is also unacceptable for Foodpanda to discriminate against anyone, which comply to Foodpanda employee, partner, user, or the third party, on the basis of race, ethnicity, nationality, religion, gender, age, disability, sexual orientation, or any other grounds. This is, of course, also a fundamental expectation in the relationship between riders. Foodpanda stands for the protection of privacy and personal data, so they will not tolerate with the publication of images, audio, or video about Foodpanda employee, partner, user, or third party without consent. Failure to respect those values may result in termination of the contract for the riders or any employee in Foodpanda.
Now, let's move to the CSR activities performed by the company. Foodpanda Malaysia have donated RM200K to Zunegara for panda rehabilitation. It is believed that this initiative, which have been going on for the 3 consecutive years, is part of Foodpanda CSR commitment. Foodpanda said that they were glad to be able to cooperate for the 3rd time with Zoo Negara. The cooperation has started in 2020 when Zoo Negara need help from public and the corporate sector to take the animals there as pets due to the need of closing the zoo for a long time during the COVID-19 pandemic. Foodpanda also said even though Malaysia has moved into endemic phase and zoo visitor increasing again, they remains committed to continue donating to the panda because the animals symbolize the Foodpanda with its cheerful and friendly nature. This cooperation indeed encouraging rehabilitation of this endangered animal species. The donation will help to protect the panda, allowing it to leave its legacy for future generations. The donation also used to pay the cost for the care and daily needs of the panda. From what we have learned in topic 3 under social responsibilities of organization, we can tell that the Foodpanda was doing their responsibility towards society. And lastly, the category, the one performed by the Foodpanda, is fall under philanthropic responsibility.
So in this section, we will discuss regarding the ethical issue faced by the company and how they solve it. So citing an article from the Daily Sun with the headline, Foodpanda delivery rider harass customer with inappropriate message. They stated that one of the Foodpanda's customer was harassed by the rider through WhatsApp right after the moment he delivered the foods. Okay, a Foodpanda customer's named Mia Azhar posted her worries online saying that the rider texted her with super creepy message. She told in details that the rider asked her whether he could accompany her at home and asked if the victim was alone at home. After rejecting his offer multiple times, the rider kept acting pervertly and asked the victim to go out. He even asked the victim if she already has a boyfriend or not. So the post has caught so many attention from the netizen and from the Foodpanda company itself. The victim has also personally reported this issue to the Foodpanda complaint center as this was a very unethical behavior done by the rider. So then Foodpanda acknowledged the report and promised to take serious and further action towards the rider because his action has crossed the boundaries between a rider and a customer, as well as raised uncomfortable feelings of a customer and at the same time brought bad image to the company. Anyways, there is no detailed information on what kind of punishment or action took by the Foodpanda to that unethical rider.
Now I will continue to present about the company view on halal business practice and how it relates to ethical business practice. Firstly, halal and non-halal label. Foodpanda acknowledged Malaysia as country with multinational and multi-ethnic society. People, especially Muslim, can rest assured you can find both halal and pork-free offerings for meals, dessert or snacks on Foodpanda. Foodpanda made things easier by creating a list so Muslims can trust the food safety standards and halal assurance of their chosen vendor. Foodpanda mentioned on their official website that not all the restaurants on the list are officially halal certified, but all of them are halal friendly. If Muslims require a restaurant to be officially certified, they can check the detailed info on the restaurant page.
Based on the research, we can conclude that Foodpanda do operate and conduct their business with the sensitivity and care to the Islamic perspective in Malaysia to fulfill the appetite of the majority of Malaysians who are Muslim. Foodpanda operates their business ethically as how Islam promotes in business transactions. The existence of Islamic elements of business transactions such as contractual offer, acceptance and considerations aligned with the Quran as stated in Quran where, O you who believe, eat not up your property among yourself unjustly except it may be traded among you by mutual consent. Foodpanda also acts aligned with the belief and philosophy which Islam authorizes in business dealing and which comes under the scope of business ethics as listed. First, trust. Second, legitimate resources on acquiring property. Third, order to expenditure. Fourth, lawful earning. Fifth, honesty in business dealings. Sixth, bounty and humanity in business contracts. 7. Satisfying all business obligations. 8. Reasonable handling of staff. 9. Mutual esteem. 11. Clear business transaction and purchasing and buying justly.
Finally, from this assignment, we discover a lot of things from Foodpanda on how they run their business ethically, what kind of problem they face and how they solve it, as well as their contribution to the society. With their huge contribution to the community, Foodpanda is one of the online food delivery that deserves full support by anyone who loves to buy foods online.